Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually morning. It's late night, but it's technically early morning. But how's everybody doing? I'm just jumping this YouTube thing off. I'm really trying to make this thing smooth. I'm trying to bring these topics that I think are real topics that might not necessarily come up on other channels. Maybe they do, but there's certain topics I'll be covering while, trying to get this YouTube thing off the ground. Um, so the topic today, but first, before the topic, hey, like, subscribe. I'm gonna be bringing more videos. If you like what you hear, hit that like button. Do all that for me. So we trying to push this thing into high gear. High gear, baby. High gear. High gear. All right, high gear, baby. But let's get into it. Sarcasm. Let's talk about it. Sarcasm, in so many ways, is bringing down the world. A lot of people don't know how to react to people who are sarcastic, especially when you have certain people who are pretty good at being sarcastic and they use it in negative ways just because they have the ability to be funny. They have the ability to be a comedian. They just go down a lane of using sarcasm in a negative way. And they walk around throughout the day and they use it on certain individuals that they feel they can get away with doing it to. Something that's just been going on for a very, very long time. And whenever you have someone who's using sarcasm in a negative way, that's never good. That's never good. That shit ain't good. You know what I mean? Using sarcasm in a negative way. And what's the reason you're using the sarcasm in a negative way? Because you're upset, right? Some didn't go your way, right? So your goal now is to be sarcastic, bring an individual down, and now you're happy temporarily, only to go back to being probably miserable again. The reason I'm touching this topic is because it's really bringing down our communities, people closest to you. It's bringing down families, friends, however you want to put it. Sarcasm. You got people that's just pretty good at just flat out being a comedian. Then you got some people that's just into being sarcastic. There is a difference. It's just that when you're being sarcastic, it's part of the comedian tree. But when you start using it in a negative way, that's when it get bad. And one thing about when people are being sarcastic, you usually got a lot of people that don't want to actually react to the person and tell them exactly what they feel at that moment. Because what happens in those situations, and this is why a lot of comedians, when they're upset Or I won't even call some of these people comedians. They just are clever with being sarcastic. And what happens is, whenever these people are having bad days, what they do, they revert to negative sarcasm. The goal is to ruin whoever's day. Because the truth of the matter is, some people go through things in life, man, where they just don't know how to handle it. But when you got somebody that's being sarcastic, they want to put extra in on the person to really make them feel it. But what happens with some of these sarcastic people? They run into people who mental is up there. And I think it's important for a lot of people who use sarcasm in a negative way. I think it's time for them to start running into people who really have a strong mental. Because what's going to happen is someone with a strong mental will look at somebody who's sarcastic in negative ways. They'll find ways that they are funny. They'll take something out of the negative sarcastic approach and help a person understand how truly funny they are. But it takes a certain mental to help people who are using sarcasm in negative ways. It takes a certain person to help people like that understand it. Because you got to be mindful. People like that, they move like 100 miles going an hour. Their mind is always moving. But it takes a certain man and individual to help a person who uses sarcasm in a negative way calm down and take a chill pill. It takes certain individuals to do that. That's why I'm speaking on this video when it comes to sarcasm. You got good sarcasm. It's a lot of bad sarcasm. Nowadays, usually people are doing bad sarcasm. Most likely because they're going through things in life that they really don't want to face head on. So their reality begins to be their comic their comedy, their comic views, so to speak. I remember back in the 90s watching Comic View. Speaking of Comic View, and D.L. Hughley, every night, I would watch it, and D.L. Hughley was always roasting somebody in the audience. But he wasn't being sarcastic. He was just coming out, and letting it flow. I'd be dying laughing. D.L. Hughley was probably one of the ones that helped me understand not to sit in the front row. And that was back in the 90s. I first started watching D.L. Hughley. On Comic View, he used to host it. Now I'm showing my age, by the way. I used to sit and watch D.L. Hughley talk about people in the audience. He was the first person that I seen ever talk about somebody in the audience. But you gotta be mindful, I'm an 80s baby, so by the time I started watching Comic View, D.L. Hughley was like the host. And man, he just be talking about people in the audience. I'm like, God damn, this dude don't miss a beat. I'd be like, man, I don't want to be one of them sitting in the front, man. This dude he gonna line you up one by one. The 90s, man. Yeah, I remember D.L. Hughley back from Comic View. I remember all that. But sarcasm, it can be good. Sarcasm, so you got certain people that know how to be sarcastic in ways where it's like, all right, motherfucker, type shit. It's not rubbing off so crazy. But you do have people in the world, and you have to be mindful, ladies and gentlemen, of negative sarcasm. It is out here, and to be truthful, is at an all-time high. And a lot of people who are good at being sarcastic, they revert to that because they can kind of put something in the air where a person might not exactly respond. Because sarcasm is like another form of, like, in my opinion, of like being clever. Sarcasm is like equivalent to like being clever. Sarcasm comes with a lot of wit, being witty. But if you're doing it in a good way, sarcasm in a good way, hey, get a couple of laughs, good legitimate laughs off of being sarcastic, in a regular way. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling y'all, all this negative sarcasm between men and women, y'all love to dish it out. But can't take it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to cover the bases about sarcasm. I think that it's an important topic. I think that a lot of people need to be mindful when they're around people who are constantly being sarcastic in a negative way. You don't have to take that. Sometimes I feel that some people that don't even want to speak up for their own self, for themselves. They don't want to speak for themselves. They don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to make it seem like they're tripping. They don't want it to rub off as I'm tripping, because you got to be mindful. A lot of people who use negative sarcasm, they know how to pin it on you where you question, like, is this motherfucker fucking with me? That's what comes with negative sarcasm. And there's a lot of it in today's world now. So everybody stay on the up and up. Much love to everybody. Get you some good morning rest. It's about, 12:40, going on 1 o'clock in the morning. But I'm up. I want to knock out this video. Hopefully everybody have a good Tuesday. Like I said, I'm going to be covering some more of these topics. I got plenty more topics in the archives I could bring out at any second. A lot of topics. And I feel that this is the platform for these topics. That's why I'm building up this channel. I'm going to keep pushing it a little bit by a little bit. And hopefully y'all rock out with me. Much love to everybody. Once again, have a good night. And peace out. Bye.